Well, she sneaks around the world from Kiev to Carolina. She's a sticky-fingered filcher from Berlin down to Belize. She'll take you for a ride on a slow boat to China. Tell me, where in the world is
this place? Do you know what time it is? It's time for the second to the last. Where in the world is this place? We've been all around the world this year, and today I'm in Paris. Look, I got the Eiffel Tower behind me. In a couple seconds, you're going to see the Arc de Triomphe. I love Paris. It's a great city, except I'm not really in Paris. It's a lie. I'm in another very famous city that has lots of replicas of other cities. Got Paris, you got New York City, you got this giant pyramid that is so bright that you can see it from outer space, and it costs $51 an hour to make it light up that bright. This is Sin City. This is the place where people go to have a good time. This city bills itself as the entertainment capital of the world. I've been here twice, and I can say that that is true. There is never a boring day in this city. There is always something. 05, before that, it was just the desert. After this city was incorporated, the next year that was really important for it, there's the bell, was 1931. At that time, casino gambling was made legal, and they reduced the requirements for residency for divorces to 6 weeks. I don't know. I guess that's good. Who knows? The influx of construction workers from the building of the Hoover Dam helped this city avoid economic collapse during the Great Depression. The name Las Vegas comes from the Spanish, and it means the meadows. It's a subtropical hot desert climate. There are 310 sunny days a year here. And let me tell you, in the summer, it is hot. Very hot. I can speak from experience. There are somewhere around 105,000 plus hotel rooms in this city. That means if you wanted to spend just one night in every hotel room in this city, it would take about 288 years. Unless you're going to live to be like 298 years old, this is not something you could possibly do. Gambling is a very popular activity in this city. I mean, it is literally everywhere. Thank you, Rob Lowe from Parks and Rec. There are slot machines at the airport. So when you first land, you can gamble. As you're leaving the city, you can gamble. They even have movie theaters that double as casinos. So while you're waiting for your movie to start, you can play some games. Very exciting. Not in the like auditorium where you see the movie. So I guess that's at least good. There was one hospital in this city who had to suspend its workers because they were betting on when the patients would die. One nurse actually was accused of murdering a patient so she could win this gambling thing. And on that happy note, please stand, join us in the Pledge to the Flag, the Metcalf mission statement, and a moment of silence.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
At Metcalf School, we believe all students can achieve academic excellence and become lifelong learners and productive citizens.
Please remain standing for a moment of silence. You may be seated. Some people go to this city to gamble. I went to this city to eat. They have so many awesome restaurants here, from high end to low end to food courts to food trucks. There's something for everybody's taste and everybody's budget. Now, if you go to this city, you have to go to a buffet. And I picked this one that's behind me in this video. It's called the Bacchanal Buffet. It's at Caesar's Palace, 25,000 square feet of space. I mean, this isn't the Chinese buffet in Warwick where you go. This is huge, 500 different dishes every single day, seating for 600 people. It cost them $17 million to build this buffet. In one day, they go through 1,000 meatballs, 492 pounds of shrimp, 996 lamb chops. Oh, that's too many lambs. 353 pounds of prime rib. That's like 50 cows worth of prime rib. 1,811 oysters. Now, whatever reason, when people go to this city, they really crave shrimp. The city goes through 60,000 pounds of shrimp per day. That's more than the rest of the United States combined. Now, one quick little story. I was in this city. I had gone to a buffet for breakfast. I had this huge lunch, and it was time for dinner, and I didn't want to eat dinner. I was so full, like I was bordering on sick full. And we had reservations at this steakhouse, and we went, and it turned out it was the best steak I ever had in my life. And all of a sudden, I don't know, I wasn't full anymore. I ate the steak. We had this giant potato thing that was awesome. And then they brought out free dessert. And I was like, I am literally going to vomit. And it was so good. We ate it all. It was like the best meal I ever had. Another thing this city is known for is for their weddings. 300 weddings happen every day in this city. It is the top wedding destination in the United States. Here's my parents. They're just hanging out here in front of the world famous Chapel of the Bells, one place you can go to get married. Now, I found a great deal for you. For $199, you can get married at Denny's. Denny's, that seems like a nice place to get married. It includes your wedding, the use of the diner's chapel, a pancake wedding cake, a champagne toast, and 2 Grand Slam breakfasts. What a bargain. You really can't talk about this city without talking about Elvis. Elvis Presley, that is. He performed like 800 shows, more than 800 shows here, and they were all sold out. It was a big draw to the city to come and see Elvis. He liked the city so much, he even got married here in 1967 at the Aladdin Hotel. He had a contract for him to perform where he would play 2 shows a night at 8 p.m. and at midnight. And the tickets started at $15. Now, back then, in the late 60s, $15 was a lot of money to spend to go to a concert. Now, if today someone says you can go to a concert for $15, you would be super excited. He still is a part of the city. A portion of Riviera Boulevard was renamed Elvis Presley Boulevard, and Southern Nevada was renamed as Elvis Presley Court. This video could literally go on forever. There are so many exciting things to do in Vegas. Here's Higgins showing you this lovely roller coaster that goes out over the edge of the Stratosphere Hotel. Doesn't he look a little bit concerned about it? They also have exciting shows, Cirque du Soleil shows, concerts, all different kinds of shows. Higgins likes this show. He thinks he could be in it. If you like shopping, this is also a great destination. Of course, they have all the high-end designers like Gucci and Dolce & Gabbana. Any store that you could ask for, they have here. You like museums? Well, they got museums here too. This is at Madame Tussauds Wax Museum. Higgins was paying homage to Elvis Presley. They have a mob museum. They have a neon museum. All kinds of museums. A pinball museum. I forgot about that one. So hot in this city that you need to have awesome pools. And the pools at the hotels in this city do not disappoint. Here's Mandalay Bay. They got a wave pool. They got water slides. They got small pools, big pools, hot tubs. I don't know why I need a hot tub, but okay, definitely check these pools. Last week, I was in the city of St. Petersburg. Of course, that's in Russia. The continent St. Petersburg is on is actually technically Europe. Russia as a whole is considered part of both Asia and Europe. Most of the land in Russia is in Asia, and most of the people, the populated section of the country, is considered part of Europe. So it was kind of a trick question. I gave credit for both answers. And for a female czar, the most famous was Catherine the Great, but there were a few other answers that I did accept. And the winners were Mrs. Lavoie, 1, 2, and 3, Mr. Levitt, 1 and 2, Miss Ryan, 1, 2, and 3, Mrs. Colomb, 2, Mrs. Goldman, 2, Miss D'Amico, 1 and 2, Miss McPhillips, 2, Mrs. Pigeon, 1, 2, and 3, Mrs. Scott, 1, 2, and 3, Mrs. Zaraco, 1 and 2, Mrs. Ewing Chow, 1, 2, Mrs. Barber, 1, 2, and 3, Mrs. Leclerc, 2, Mrs. Lobo, 2 and 3, Mrs. Ritchie, 2 and 3, Mr. Bucca, 1, 2, and 3, Mrs. Millard, 1 and 2, and Mrs. Geyer, 2. All right, give this your best shot. This is the last week you will be sending in answers to my trivia questions. Today, I need to know what city I'm in. I gave it away, but oh well. Number 2, I mentioned the Hoover Dam that's near this city. What river does the dam block? And number 3, what NFL football team calls this city home? Send me your answers, and we'll see you next time for the last edition of Where in the World is Miss Place?
What does the fox say? What the fox say?